Did you have to say anything, or did you just look at him? What happened that Jordan Reed backed down so quickly?
It was funny, though. I was actually signaling to the refs that he had just thrown a punch that he needed to be thrown out of the game. And, he saw me signaling, so I guess he thought I was swinging at him.
Yeah, but he looked at you, and then he saw your number, and he was like, I'm good. I'll stand down here. I know 58. I want no part of 58. Did you get that feeling?
It was funny. Everything just happened fast. I think it was more of a reaction thing with him.
Thomas Davis joining us on the Doug Gottlieb Show, CBS Sports Radio. For the life of your career, you've been a Carolina Panther, so you were there when Sean McDermott came in. When McDermott was a defensive coordinator with the Eagles, it didn't go well. He didn't do a good job, even though he was the protege to Jim Johnson. He came in, didn't go well. When Sean McDermott first came in, what did you think?
I was excited to have him. I knew he was an aggressive style. He was on the old Jim Johnson coaching style, and we were excited to have him. And he came in, and he was everything that we could have asked of him.
All right, so now he's leaving to be a head coach. What's Buffalo getting in McDermott as a head coach?
A passionate guy that loves his players. He loves the game. He's a student of the game, and he's definitely going to go up and make Buffalo better.
You guys are a 4-3 team, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Buffalo was a 3-4 team under Rex. Like, everybody, you want to come in, you want to put in your system. How hard is that when it's not built immediately for your style?
It's kind of hard. You got to have the personnel to do that, and I think Coach McDermott is going to do a good job of allowing those guys to adjust and utilizing the talent that he has on that team.
All right, let's talk about your team. This happens to a lot of teams where you have a success, some guys go and get paid, and then, of course, you play a tougher schedule and you don't make the playoffs. But to somebody who lived it, somebody who's inside it, what went wrong with your team this year that you didn't make the playoffs after making the Super Bowl last year?
I think we came up short in the fourth quarter. We didn't make enough plays in the fourth quarter, a lack of execution. If you look at some of the games that we lost, it was lost in the fourth quarter. So we have to do a much better job of executing down the stretch, and that just proved to be the difference in our season.
If Josh Norman was retained, would it have been different?
It's hard to say. I don't think one man could have changed what we had going on. But Josh Norman was a big part of what we did. But also our young guys, they grew up big time this year as well.
It's interesting because I'm a butterfly effect guy, right? Butterfly effect is if one thing would have changed, maybe the whole everything afterward would have changed. Had you guys made that field goal and beaten the Broncos week 1 of the season, like this is a big what if. How much different is your season if you win that game?
It's hard to say. We could have built up the momentum of that. Really don't know, but at the end of the day, I feel like even after that, we have to do a much better job of executing down the stretch.
Thomas Davis joining us on the Doug Gottlieb Show on CBS Sports Radio. Lots of people asking you about retirement. Why?
Once you hit 12 years in the league and you play the position that I play, people are going to start to question that. But as long as it has nothing to do with the way I'm playing, then I'm just going to continue to go and not really get caught up in it.
So I know you've been asked about it, but just to kind of clear it up, what's the likelihood you play next season?
Oh, 100%.
100%. How do you have to continue to kind of evolve? Because, look, the older you get, as you know, on defense, if you can't run or the slower, if you leave a half step, they're going to come at you every time. What do you have to do in the offseason to continue to evolve in terms of your body and your game?
I think so far I've done a pretty good job in the offseason of coming up with a game plan, and our coaches have done a good job of sticking to that game plan, and it's been good. And my body has benefited from it, and I feel good right now. And that's all I'm just going to continue to focus on, feeling good.
Thomas Davis joining us on the Doug Gottlieb Show. The Courtyard Camera is an original comedic webisode series hosted by Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz was, House of Lies and Parks and Rec, right?
Yes.
And so you're in one of these webisodes, right?
Yes, man, and I had a great time doing it. Ben Schwartz is an extremely funny guy. I encourage everyone listening to go to Courtyard's YouTube channel, check it out. You won't be disappointed. They have some other ones coming up featuring Andy Dalton and Emmitt Smith, and it's truly amazing. I think Ben Schwartz is a really funny guy. I didn't know a whole lot about him until we did that interview and got to know him, and the guy is amazing.
Last year, the Falcons were a team that turned the ball over a ton in the red zone. This year, they're a team that found a way to stop doing that. Now, look, they scored 48 against you the first time you played them. What is difficult about stopping this Falcons offense?
I mean, I think it all starts with Matt Ryan. When you have him playing the way that he's played this year, it's going to be hard to beat them, especially when you think about the weapons that are around him. Julio, Sanu, and you got Gabriel playing well, and then the two-headed monster that they have in the backfield, it makes them a tough team to contend with, but I think they've just really done a good job this year.
So what is how has Matt Ryan been better? I mean, like, this is just the law of averages? It evened out? Or is there something you're seeing that he's done better to where he's not turning the ball over nearly as much as he did last year? Now he's an MVP candidate.
I think that without a doubt, he's gotten comfortable in the offense. He understands it better, and it's showing up on the field. He's just going out, doing a much better job of executing it, and the numbers speak for themselves.
You guys saw the Seahawks. They blew you out when you played them up in Seattle.
Thanks for that.
This is more for the listener for you. I know you felt that. But what's your sense of this team? Look, they don't have their safety, and that changes them a ton, right? They don't have their kick returner, punt returner. That changes them some. What is your sense of this Seattle team in comparison to so many of the others, ones that you've gone against, one that you guys have beaten in the past?
I think that they're a really good football team. Russell Wilson is leading the attack there offensively. I think Thomas Rawls is running the football as well as anybody in the league right now. And you think about some of the plays that their receivers on the outside have been able to make, I think it's truly been special. But what they're not lacking in is that defense. They are missing Earl Thomas, and it's hard to replace a guy like that. But whenever you have all those other guys on the field that they have, it still makes for a pretty good defense. So I'm looking forward to seeing a really good football game, Seattle versus Atlanta this weekend.
Who wins it?
If I had to pick, as you've just asked me, as bad as I hate to say it, I think Atlanta's going to come away with the win.
Green Bay and Dallas. Green Bay's got the hottest, arguably best quarterback playing right now in football against a Dallas team that just loaded up front, really good running back, a good but rookie quarterback. What's your sense of Green Bay and Dallas?
I'm going to have to go with Green Bay in that matchup because I think Green Bay is a hot team right now, and everyone knows when you're making a run for the Super Bowl, it's all about getting hot at the right time, and I feel like they've gotten hot right now.
You guys were in many ways like the Cowboys last year, right? Like you only lost one game. It was your next to last game. You had the week off. How hard is that first game when you're the 1 seed?
I wouldn't say that it was that hard because we actually was able to refresh, refocus, and we had a lot of veteran guys that didn't allow the younger guys to, stray away from what we had our mind set on, and that was winning the NFC first and then ultimately making it to the Super Bowl and trying to win the Super Bowl. So, hopefully the veteran guys are taking those young guys in Dallas under their wings and making sure that they stay focused in on football.